Salina Ortho Player of the Game. Salina Ortho is a proud sponsor of Player of the Game. Pretty hard to go with anybody else, even though Gerber did do a nice job inside there.
Williams definitely finished us off with those 4 threes.
So that will wrap up our girls game. Again, JV girls winning tonight by the score of 46-15, but when you got 2 freshmen like they have that are playing on their varsity, you don't expect a lot of good things from your JV team. But Halstead, not a lot of girls listed on the whole team, but they certainly came to play tonight. No question about that.
Yeah, if those freshmen continue to play like that, they're going to be good for a couple of years.
Yeah, they'll be really good. Again, our final 28 for the Vikings, but 57 points for Halstead. Jared, let's take about a 3-minute timeout. When we come back, we'll start with boys pregame. You're listening to Smoky Valley Basketball back after this timeout.
Farmers State Bank of Lindsborg, located at 447 Harrison Street, is proud to support the Smoky Valley Vikings and Bethany Swedes. Good luck, Vikings, and good luck, Swedes. Member FDIC.
Game day starts and finishes at Farley's Bar and Grill in downtown Lindsborg. Located at 101 North Main, this upscale, one-of-a-kind establishment offers a wide variety of drink and food specials. Come try their jalapeno poppers, coconut chicken tenders, or their classic Monte Cristo. Then wash it down with an ice-cold beer or tall glass of wine. Farley's Bar and Grill at the corner of Lincoln and Main in downtown Lindsborg. Farley's, your game day headquarters for the Smoky Valley Vikings and Bethany Swedes.
Boyd Accounting provides professional accounting services in the Lindsborg area. Call them today at 227-2589 for all your accounting needs. Wishing the best of luck to the Smoky Valley Vikings and Bethany Swedes.
Do you know what major TV networks, Hall of Fame athletes, wineries, pubs, famous chefs, and brides and grooms from across the country have in common? They all purchase custom-etched glass at glassdecorators.com. HempsloydGlassDecorators.com has been providing carefully crafted etched glass for nearly 30 years. An effective tool for company branding, etched glasses are also perfect for school and civic groups, special occasions, and that one-of-a-kind gift they won't receive anywhere else. Hempsloyd Scandinavian Specialties and GlassDecorators.com, supporting Smoky Valley athletics since 1984.
Bethany College Swedes succeed. Bethany students lead lives of faith, learning, and service as they find their own pathways on Bethany's beautiful campus that's filled with opportunities to get involved with art, music, theater, athletics, service learning, sustainability, leadership, global citizenship, and more. Swedes succeed in their careers and their communities. Learn more at www.bethanylb.edu. Direct Access Physical Therapy is available at Lindsborg Community Hospital. Direct Access means you can schedule an appointment for PT without a doctor's order. Sports rehab, post-joint replacement, back pain. Schedule an appointment for evaluation and treatment. Mark, Robin, Nikki, and Derek will get you on your way to better health and activity. Call 785-227-3308 and ask for physical therapy at Lindsborg Community Hospital.
And welcome back to Smoky Valley. Jim Don Binkson here with you for the pregame of the boys as Halstead comes in an identical record to the girls at 5-0 with win 51-29 over Remington, 56-39 over Bennington, 49-33 over Solomon, 62-31 over Minneapolis, and a 60-50 win over Sedgwick. They're coming in on a roll. The Vikings lost the opening game to Abilene 67-85, then beat Southeast of Saline by the score of 58-52, then won against Concordia 44-37, and then they lost to Heston, a game that they were behind by quite a bit before they came back and got it within 3, but couldn't hold off and ended up losing that game at Heston by the score of 50-41. The Smoky Valley boys did beat Halstead twice last year, 59-40 the first time and 44-28. So they do have 2 wins over Halstead last year, but Halstead is a much improved team this year, and they have every one of their starters and players back from last year's team. So you know that they're going to give the Vikings everything they want here in this game tonight. So the Vikings looking to get their record about above 500. They come in with a 2-2 record, and Halstead coming in with a 5-0 record. Vikings wanting to be the first to put a loss up on their resume. So see what the Vikings can do here tonight back at home at Smoky Valley Gym. We'll take our first timeout when we come back. I had a chance to talk with Coach Snyder earlier, so we'll have a couple minutes worth of timeout, and then I'll have Coach's interview. You're listening to Smoky Valley Basketball.
Lauren Reiner, CPA LLC, provides tax and accounting services in the Smoky Valley area and is a proud supporter of Smoky Valley High School and Bethany College activities. Located at 117 South Lincoln Street in Lindsborg. Lauren Reiner, CPA LLC.
People's Bank and Trust is proud to support the Lindsborg community and the athletes at Smoky Valley High School and Bethany College. I'm Ryan Beard, branch manager at the Lindsborg location for People's Bank and Trust, a proud native of Lindsborg, and I'm ready to be your banker. People's Bank and Trust, meeting the needs of our community and always improving the way we do business. Located at 201 South Main in Lindsborg, member FDIC, equal housing lender. Go Vikes and go Swedes.
First Bank Kansas is a proud sponsor of Smoky Valley football. First Bank Kansas is your community-oriented, customer-focused bank where banking is made personal with locations in Lindsborg, Salina, and McPherson.
It's tough out there. Trying to stretch every paycheck a little further than the last one, it means cutting costs, and one of the best places to start is at the State Farm office of Anthony Hopkins in Ellsworth, because he'll do a free discount double check to make sure you're getting the car insurance discounts you deserve. Sometimes those can be up to 40%. So give State Farm agent Anthony Hopkins a call today, because being there to help keep more money in your pocket is why he's there. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
A good neighbor, State Farm is there.
All your best players back for a second year in that regard. They just keep getting better at it. And so we expected them to be better. They do have a 6'10" presence inside with the Seidel kid, and he does a pretty nice job moving around. He's a little bit quicker than he was last year, but we're obviously still a little bit quicker in that regard, but you can't coach 6'10". I mean, he's still 6'10". And we've struggled a little bit with bigs at times, so we're going to try to make sure we get him off the block. But they're a nice team coming in. You know, they were 4-1 coming in last year, and we felt like we really were in a dogfight that first time we played them. I expect nothing less tonight. I think it's going to be a dogfight, and I think, you know, we're going to have to be really smart about the things we do against them.
You have a Heston game that you got behind. The third quarter was kind of a bugaboo, but you did make a good rally, came back, just didn't quite have enough in the tank for a fourth quarter. But what do you take away from that Heston game?
You know, if there's one good thing we could take from our two losses, is that we battled back in both of them. You know, against Abilene, we got down by 27, battled back to cut it to 12. The other night, we battled back. I think we were able to cut it to 3 at one point, and even had a chance late, I mean, on a shot that we probably thought we were going to make, and we were getting ready to call timeout to be right there in the game, and it ends up rimming out. But, you know, I think the biggest thing was, from our guys, is the realization that we felt like we played a pretty good game, and we felt like if we'd have stuck the ball in the hole the way we were capable of putting it in the basket, I think we would have won. And I think that's what they left with. There were obviously some things that we didn't do as well as we would like to. There was a couple plays here or there where we didn't rebound well and didn't defend as well as we would like, gave up a turnover out front that led to a layup. You know, we got to limit those little things, especially when we're playing a good team like Heston. But I think overall in the night, we felt very confident with a lot of the things we did, except for that third quarter. And I think as we progress forward, again, it's just that mentality of continuing to make adjustments. When you're without a guy like Brett Heitschmidt again, a guy that's been starting for us, you know, for over a year, and the point production he brings out. And not only that, but the rebounding he brings out. Our guys have to adjust, and they have to figure out what to do on the floor to make up for that. And I think we're slowly starting to learn that process little by little.
Yeah, it is. It's a tough thing to be without a starter and a senior, so you want to make sure you capitalize on that and get the younger guys. And I thought Cole Brumbaugh kind of played a little bit, stepped up a little bit.
Yeah, I thought Cole stepped up a lot. I mean, I think he did exactly what we want him to do, which is shoot the ball. If he's open, he needs to shoot the ball. He doesn't give us as much height as Brett, and, he's not going to give us as many offensive rebounds as Brett. If he is, he's obviously working his tail off to get some because he gives up 3 or 4 or 5 inches to Brett. But he worked his butt off, I thought, and did some really good things for us on the floor, as did a lot of our guys. But I think, it's going to be really important for us to sub a little bit better. I think we let Nick get too tired the other night, and there were stretches where he wasn't quite as crisp. When we finally did give him some rest, that's when we started our comeback. We got to make sure our posts are staying fresh and staying active and get some rotations there. So, there's been a lot of things just trying to figure all that out when you don't have a guy that you normally expect to have out there. But I think our guys are really stepping up and doing the things they have to do. We just got to put it all together at one time.
Sounds like a plan, Coach. Good luck.
Thank you.
Doug Snyder of the Vikings, and we'll be back with more pregame right after this.
Farley's Bar and Grill in downtown Lindsborg is your game day headquarters. Come try their Monte Crisco or other specialty menu items. Farley's Bar and Grill, located at 101 North Main Street in Lindsborg, proudly supporting the Smoky Valley Vikings and Bethany Swedes.
Do you know what major TV networks, Hall of Fame athletes, wineries, pubs, famous chefs, and brides and grooms from across the country have in common? They all purchase custom-etched glassware at glassdecorators.com. EmsloyGlassDecorators.com have been providing carefully etched glass for nearly 30 years. An effective tool for company branding, etched glasses are also perfect for school and civic groups, special occasions, and that one-of-a-kind gift they won't find anywhere else. Emsloyd Scandinavian Specialties and GlassDecorators.com, supporting Smoky Valley athletics since 1984.
Don Bingston is your local Farm Bureau Financial Services agent and is proud to be in his 12th year as voice of the Vikings. Good luck, Vikings, and good luck, Swedes, in all your activities this year. Bethany College Swedes succeed. Bethany students lead lives of faith, learning, and service as they find their own pathways on Bethany's beautiful campus that's filled with opportunities to get involved with art, music, theater, athletics, service learning, sustainability, leadership, global citizenship, and more. Swedes succeed in their careers and their communities. Learn more at www.bethanylb.edu.
And welcome back to Smoky Valley Gym. Don Bingston with you for the Vikings pregame as both teams are out on the court. The Vikings, of course, are led in scoring by Brett Heichman. Although he hadn't played the last 2 games, he was averaging 21.5 points a game before his injury, and now he's been out. This will be the 3rd game that he is out. Nick Reinert is at 19.7 points per game, and even though it was a tough game against the Heston Swathers, he still averaged double figures with 16 points, followed by Ben Weldy with 11. And Cole Brumbaugh came through with some 3-pointers for 8 points. And the game before that, the one they won against Southeast Saline, Jacob Adams had a big game inside with 18 points. So they've got their work cut out for them, no question about that tonight, as they got a 6'10 or 6'11 kid on 6'10, it says in the program here. So they have their work cut out for them tonight for the starters, as they are going to face a team that is undefeated. So they certainly have to come around and play smart basketball tonight, but they will be up for the challenge, I know. They want to defend their home court, no question about that. So it will be the Smoky Valley Vikings against the Halstead Dragons here in boys action. Again, the girls lost by the score of 57-28. Got some other finals for you. Salina Central beat Salina South 48-44. Minneapolis leads Sacred Heart 41-36 going into the 4th quarter, and Abilene ended up outlasting Concordia by the score of 53-47 in area games. So that's the way those games went. We'll take our final timeout plus the national anthem break. And when we come back, we'll have starters for you. You're listening to Smoky Valley Basketball.
The Bank of Teskett proudly supports the Smoky Valley Vikings and Bethany Swedes. With locations in Salina, Lindsborg, Lincoln, and Teskett, the Bank of Teskett is always there for your convenience. Whether it's personal banking, business banking, refinancing, or taking out a new loan, come see why the Bank of Teskett is rated 5 stars by Bauer Financial. The Bank of Teskett. Generations of confidence, relationships for life. Member FDIC. Go Vikings and go Swedes.
We're the Bank of Teskett.
Now, if I could get you to all please rise and remove your hats for the playing of the national anthem by the Smoky Valley Pep Band under the direction of Mr. Adam Keller.
Lincoln, Salina, Teskett, and Lindsborg. The Bank of Teskett. Member FDIC.
We're the Bank of Teskett.
For Halstead, number 5, a junior, Braden Gerber.
And welcome back to Smoky Valley Gym. It's time for starting lineups, and first for the Halstead Dragons, they'll throw out Andrew O'Brien. He's a junior, 6'4". He wears number 3. Braden Gerber, he's a junior. He's 6'1". He wears number 5. Dalton Krause, he's a senior. He's 5'11". He wears number 12. Kason O'Neill, he's a senior. He's 6'2". He wears number 23. And Wyatt Seibel, he's a senior. He is 6'10", and he wears number 44. For Coach Lawler, he'll send out Seibel, O'Neill, Krause, Gerber, and O'Brien. And for the Smoky Valley Vikings, they'll start with Nick Reinert. He's a senior. He's 6 foot. He wears number 3. Zach Abel, he's a senior. He's 6'1". He wears number 5. Blake Hebel, he's a junior. He's 6 foot tall, and he wears number 23. Jacob Adams, he's a senior. He's 6'4". He wears number 24. And Ben Weldy, he's a senior. He's 6'4". He wears number 42. So for the Vikings, Coach Doug Snyder, assisted by Alan Meyer and Dayton Walter, he'll send out Ben Weldy, Jacob Adams, Blake Hebel, Zach Abel, and Nick Reinert. And the Vikings and the Halstead Dragons are ready to do battle. And when you're 6'11", I imagine that we just as well play for a defensive tip, because I don't think we're going to control the opening tip-off.
Yeah, he doesn't jump real well, but again, he's 6'10", 6'11".
Yeah, you don't have to jump very high when you got about 5 or 6 inches on your competitor out there. So did you spill something on your shirt?
No, the band is also doing a tailgate and concessions, and a couple of rookie teachers in there, and they thought we were out of everything, so I had to show them where it was and help them restock so they could continue selling concessions.
Good idea. Got to get them all, get all the starters. Looks like I've missed a couple in my scorebook here. We've got an O'Neill starting, Wyatt Seibel. I need to get a couple more people in my scorebook, as the tip is controlled easily by the Halstead Dragons, and we are ready to go. First, they're in their all-blue uniforms. Go into Seibel in the lane and blocked by Weldy, but he got a little bit of the arm. And Seibel, Wyatt will have 2 free throws.
Ben's got to do a better job early of keeping him from getting that low in the post.
Yeah, he got that ball right in there.
Of course, that's easy for me to say sitting over here.
Well, it's always easy to coach from the sideline. We've done it for years and years, Darrell and I. And he makes them both. So Seibel makes both free throws. 2-0 Halstead here. Vikings with it on the first possession on their side of the court. And Reinert has it out to Abel. Abel with it. Goes back on the near side right by the Halstead bench. To Reinert. Reinert on the dribble. Gets a screen from Weldy. Around it goes to Hebel. Hebel with the dribble drive at the elbow. Out to Weldy. Looked at a 3. Didn't trigger. Inside to Jacob. Jacob Adams double teamed in there. And ball loose and turned it over. Vikings turn it over. Quickly the other way is... Who is 23?
O'Neal.
That is O'Neal, and he misses the 3.
Case at O'Neal, 6'2" senior.
With the ball is Reinert. Reinert on the dribble. Reinert still with it off to Weldy. 2-0 Halstead. Weldy gets it off to Abel. They'll reset the offense to Nick Reinert. 6:50 to go. 2-0 Halstead on the strength of 2 6'11" Wyatt Seibel free throws. Out it goes to Jacob Adams out between the circles. Take it on the side of the lane off to Blake Hebel in the middle of the lane. Oh, shoot that, Blake. Here's a Nick Reinert 3 in there. An Arn Reinert CPA three-pointer by Nick. And the Vikings take the first lead of the ball game. Their first lead by the score of 3-2. Here's Seibel, gets it off to O'Neal. O'Neal on the dribble, gets it off to Gerber. Gerber looking for Kraus. Has a kick out shot. Good by number 12. Kraus. So it's 5-3. Inside to Jacob, outside to Hebel. Hebel with the dribble drive cut off. Good defense, Halstead. Out it goes to Zach Abel. Zach Abel on the crossover dribble between the circles now to set it up at the 5:50 mark. Halstead with the 2-point lead, 5-3. Hebel with it, far side, free throw line extended. Gets a screen from Jacob, and now a foul somewhere away from the ball. Big guy, 44, picks up a foul, his first, team first.
Coach Schneider said in games he has been prone to get into foul trouble, so we'll hope that continues.
Yeah, no question. Here goes it into Jacob Adams. He has to go outside the three-point arc to get the ball. Need to get the ball somewhere, and he does, to Zach Abel to reset the offense. 5.5 minutes to go, first quarter. Vikings against the Dragons. 5-0 Halstead Dragons coming in here. And the Vikings at 2-2 without Brett Heitzman, one of their leading scorers. Here's Reinert, crossover dribble at the elbow. Out to Weldy. Weldy with it over to Abel. Abel on the dribble drive baseline into Adams. Adams with it up and good. Jacob Adams ties the game up at 5-5. Here's a shot by number 5. No good. Hits the standard up at the back. And Gerber's shot is no good.
First missed shot of the game, either team.
Wow. Reinert slowly up into the front court. Under 5 minutes we go. Crossover dribble between the legs. Still on the dribble. Kick it out to Weldy. He wanted to trigger the 3 but didn't. A little bit too far out. Now into Jacob Adams outside the lane. Working against the big guy. Jacob shot. Crawl in there, and it does. Nicely done by Jacob Adams to give the Vikings a lead. Jacob just had 2 points against Heston the other night. Ball inside there. Seidel has it in the lane. 5 seconds, 6 seconds. Oh, and they got bailed out. That was a long time in the lane by the big guy. He tried to get out, but he just couldn't get himself away from the... He was trying to go out of the lane on the far side away from the ball, and he just never got out of the lane. They weren't watching him. Here's a shot, and good by number 23, O'Neal.
O'Neill.
That foul was on Zach Abel, his first.
Second team foul. 7-7 our score. Here's Jacob Adams partially blocked by the big guy. Here comes Gerber with it. Kick out. Still on the dribble. All across it goes to O'Neill. Inside, away, across court. Gerber, three, baseline. No. Rebound, Nick Reinert. Good screen out by Weldy. And the ball tipped, and it'll stay with the Vikings.
And for the Dragons, number 11, Baylor Bowling. For the Vikings, number 10, Lane Sharp, and number 22, Marcy Winholtz, as well as number 11, Cole Brumbaugh.
Massive substitutions.
Brumbaugh, Windholes, and Shaw again for the Vikings.
Bowling in for Halstead. Reinert trying to get it in. Finally does to Jacob, back to Nick. Right on the baseline, about 15 feet away from the goal. Guarding him is Gerber, way outside with it. On the dribble, 7-7 ball game. 5-0 Halstead coming into Smoky Valley Gym. Here's Reinert on the dribble. Gets it off to Brumbaugh. Brumbaugh to Schrog. Schrog with the dribble. Bounce pass into Adam. Oh, my goodness, what a lot of contact. Nothing called. And there's a shot up by Gerber. Good. Coach can't figure out why there wasn't a call there, and there was a lot of contact with Jacob. Jacob's still shaking his head on wondering why there wasn't anything called on that play. 9-7, Halstead lead. 3 minutes left here in the first quarter. Reinert still on the dribble now, picks it up to Brumbaugh. Brumbaugh with the dribble, ends it off to Schrog. Schrog with the dribble, bounce pass to Reinert on the blocks. Reinert loses a handle, but knocked out of bounds by Halstead. It'll stay with Smoky Valley. Take a deep breath. Been pretty exciting start here to the ball game. Reinert trying to get it inbound, still trying to get it in. Now finally does to Lane Schrog. There's a lot of contact. Nothing called on O'Brien against Schrog. Here's Brumbaugh, his three ball. No. Rebound Halstead. Quickly up to O'Brien. O'Brien got away with the travel and got it up into good. Wow, they're not calling traveling. They're not calling 3 seconds. They're not calling collision body underneath. It could be a wide open game here. 4-point Halstead lead at the 2:22 mark of the first quarter. Reinert off to Winholtz. Winholtz on the dribble against Gerber. Off to Schrog. Schrog with it on the dribble. Hesitation. Now dribble. Now back to Reinert. Reinert looked at a three. Didn't trigger. Now he will trigger. And in and out. No good. And out of bounds. Last touch by Halstead. It'll be Viking basketball. Coach doing a good job of substituting. He said he needed to get people some minutes out of the ball game, and he's gotten every one of his starters out but Nick Reinert here early first quarter. Still putting it in. Reinert gets it into Winholtz. Winholtz outside, guarded by number 12. That's Kraus. And we got a, oh my goodness.
After the pass, Winholtz continued on, and
Winholtz gets
Bowling took a charge.
Bowling picked up that charge. 4-point Halstead lead. Gerber will slow it down as he brings it across the timeline. Working against Lane Schrog. Brumbaugh against number 11, Bowling. Outside, inside it goes to O'Neill. Bad pass, turnover. Is that their first turnover?
That is their first turnover.
Wow, there's Reinert. Over to Schrog. His baseline shot. Good! An Arn Reinert CPA three-pointer by Lane Schrog. Gets the Vikings within one. Bowling looking for a cutting O'Neill. There's two, oh, that's O'Brien and O'Neill. That's what I got mixed up on. Good defense, Vikings, but getting all the way to the basket was Dalton Kraus, his 5th point of the night. 3-point lead, 13-10 for Halstead. Reinert slowly across the timeline. Gerber picks him up. Reinert still in the lane. Kicks it out to Schrog. Schrog kicks it out to Reinert. Looked at a three, didn't trigger. He'll drive in the lane, shot up, and he got a friendly roll. He's got 5 points, 13-12. Vikings trail by 1. Gerber over to Bowling. Bowling looking inside for Gerber, not there. And back to Gerber. Shot up and count it. Gerber gets the and one. Foul's going to be on Lane Schrog, his first, team third, team fourth. Wow.
Back to the starters for the Vikings.
A couple of new guys in. Caden Krause, number 10, and number 14, Brian Casey, in for Halstead.
A couple of sophomores.
And Gerber finishes off the three-point play. Abel slowly across the timeline. Picked up by Dalton Cross. Over goes to Nick Reinert. Reinert outside, gets a screen from Adams. At the lane, kick out Hebel. Kick out Reinert. 13 seconds left. Reinert still in the dribble. Inside to Jacob. Outside to Reinert. Three-pointer. In and out. No good. Rebound. Last touch by the Vikings. The official says Halstead basketball. 3 seconds left. 16-12. Vikings trail. See what Krause does with the ball. See how far he tries to get it to Gerber. That was a travel. And they got a look, but it was way off target. And the end of the first quarter is here. Our score, Smoky Valley 12, Halstead 16. Back with quarter number 2 right after this.
The Quarterback Club of Lindsborg is proud to support athletics in the Smoky Valley. Join us each Tuesday at 7 a.m. in the Bethany College cafeteria to hear from all the Vikings and Swedes sports coaches.
And welcome back to Smoky Valley Gym. Don Binkston along with Chris McClure. Got Jared Bass working the controls for us once again. Again, thanking our sponsors, Arn Reinert CPA, Art Shirt, Bank of Tesket, People's Bank and Trust, C&L Cooling and Heating, Dower Welding, Lindsborg Family Dental, Gallant Tire and Auto, Dr. Darrell Loader, Smoky Valley Chiropractic, Mari Loader for all your Smoky Valley real estate needs, Scott's, R&R Excavating, Viking Auto, and Harry Malari.
All 5 Halstead starters scored in that first quarter.
And where are the turnovers?
1 apiece.
Well, that's what I had, and I thought surely I'm wrong about that.
Not a lot of missed shots either.
No, not really. Oh, my goodness. There's Blake Hebel underneath. His shot partially blocked by the big guy, Seibel.
Didn't even have to jump.
No. Around it goes to Gerber. Baseline, Krause, 3, no. Rebound, Ben Weldy. Nice job by Ben to get a nice rebound there. And we got a foul away from the ball.
It's going to be a second one on Seibel.
Seibel and Jacob Adams were wrestling with each other in there. Well, he'll come back out. O'Brien will come in. O'Brien, O'Neill, Bowling, Krause, and Gerber on the court for Halstead. They suddenly got a lot shorter with Seibel not in there. And there's a steal by Bowling, but he gets it back to Lane Schrog. He misses. Rebound Hebel, up and good. Blake Hebel with a nice rebound and back put up. 2-point Halstead lead. They have the ball 14-16. Vikings 1-3-1 deflect defense. Out it goes to O'Brien. Baseline to Krause. Inside to Gerber at the elbow. In and out. No good. Rebound Lane Schrog. Here come the Vikings with a chance to tie or take the lead. They're without Nick Reinert at the moment. Good substitution by Coach to get him some minutes of rest. And good job by Lane Schrog and Winholtz playing some good minutes here. Zach Abel on the dribble looking for Hebel. Has him between the circles out top. Now goes to Jacob at the elbow. Jacob looking for Weldy. Now goes to Abel inside. Abel on the dribble. In the lane. A little floater. No. Rebound. O'Neal. Quickly out to O'Brien. O'Brien dribble drive. Inside to O'Neal. Good. Payson O'Neal with his second basket. 4-point Halstead lead. 18-14. Abel will slow it down with his feet in the half-court circle. On the dribble, in the lane, crossover, pass, knocked away, stolen by O'Neal, or flush by O'Neal. They play with a lot of emotion, don't they?
They do.
Coach Lawler has got them fired up with a 5-0 record. They want to make a statement here tonight. This is a non-league game, so it won't count in the league standings yet. Here's Lane Schrog looking for Peeble, has him, and there's an offensive foul. The only reason he did that is because he had his elbow. He had his elbow up because the ball came up high on the rebound, and that's a foul on Blake Peeble. Pretty easy call.
Yep.
Pretty good acting job, but pretty the right call.
Yep.
Now the Viking defense needs to clamp down here, though. They can't give up another basket here to get down by 8 points. 20-16, a 6-point lead for Halstead. O'Brien looking for Gerber, has him. Outside the Viking 1-3-1 trap. Baseline knocked away by Weldy.
You had mentioned them playing with a lot of emotion. That's one thing I've been impressed with Coach Lawler since he started Halstead a couple of years ago. He's gotten these kids playing hard.
He's got them buying into their effort. And he's got the team that's got the size and the quickness to make it work. Here's Bowling with it and handle the ball very good out there. There's a bounce knocked away by Zach Abel. It'll stay with Halstead. 5:08 left to go, second quarter. 20 for Halstead, 14 for Smoky Valley. Kraus with the ball on the dribble, still on the dribble. Goes over to O'Neal. Back to Kraus. Kraus, kick out baseline, Bowling. Bowling with the dribble drive, almost a steal by Zach Abel. Over to O'Neal. O'Neal's drive, kicks it out to Bowling, kicks it out to O'Brien. 3, no. Rebound, Nick Reinert. Here come the Vikings on the run. 4:40 left to go. Out to Abel, looking in for Adams in the lane. Shot, good. Boy, we needed that. Jacob got the little teardrop to go. 20-16. Three-pointer, Bowling, baseline, no. Rebound, Nick Reinert. Nicely done over a taller O'Brien. Reinert in the lane, up and good. 2-point ball game, 20-18. 30-second timeout. We'll step aside as well. 4:10 left to go. 20-18. Back right after this.
Qualifications and rules apply. See institution for details.
Last play of the game, folks.
And the snap. Drops back. Whoa. Changes mind. Down the sideline. The 40. The 30. The 20. The 10. Kasasa! Unbelievable! Did you see that? Kasasa!
Not to be a buzzkill, but what's Kasasa? We're glad you asked that. Kasasa. It's a catchy word for earning cash. Free Kasasa checking rewards you in cash each month.
Ask for Kasasa. Offered locally at the Bank of Tesket in Salina, Lincoln, Lindsborg, and Tesket. Member FDIC.
Coach Lawler using his timeout to stem the Viking little momentum on the side of the Vikings after that little mini run. Give and go O'Brien, nicely done. O'Brien with his second basket. 22-18, Halstead with a 4-point lead. Vikings with the basketball. Reiner at the elbow, wanted to trigger but didn't. Inside it goes, knocked away by Halstead. It'll stay with the Vikings. Coach Lawler trying to influence the officials' call by saying it was tipped.
And a lot of times that is double tipped when both guys are going for it. But it's hard to see.
Yeah. So it'll stay with the Vikings. Reiner will put it in play. Looking, still looking. Finally gets it in to Jacob Adams. Jacob with it. Going out to Hebel, now out to Abel. Now to Reinert. Reinert with the dribble. Reinert kick out to Carson. Long two. Too strong. Rebound Blake Hebel. Hebel with it to Reinert. Reinert with it in the lane. Kick off to Winholtz. Missing. Gets his own rebound. Over the top was Halstead, but no call. Here's Kraus. Kraus with it. Knocked away. And a foul on Nick Reinert. And they say he's going to be shooting.
A lot of ball.
A lot of ball.
His first, team 6. On the line.
22-16, still our score. Only 2 fouls on Halstead. Unbelievable how, like you said, it always evens out during a ball game, but it sure, they're the aggressor on the defense, no question about that, but they're certainly not getting any fouls called on them.
And both of those fouls are on Seibel, the big kid for Halstead, who just checked back in.
We're way away from the ball. He never had anything. There's 2 more free throws for Halstead. They're 5 of 5 from the charity stripe so far. They have a 6-point lead, matching their largest lead of the first half. Reinert with it from Abel. 2-man front outside the 1-2-2 zone now. There's Hebel, Reinert. Reinert still looking now to Hebel. Back to Reinert. Inside to Adams. Over to
should have taken it up there.
And loses the handle. Turnover number 2 or 3.
4. I got 4 on the Vikings.
Missed a couple. Kraus with it out top. 2:45 to go. Second quarter. Chance to go up by 8 here, or 9 if they hit a 3. There's a lob inside to Seibel. Kick out Kraus and do it to his little brother, I'm guessing. Kraus looked at a 3, didn't trigger. Around it goes to Bowling. 2:25 to go. Bowling toss to Seibel. Seibel with it. Looking outside the 3-point arc. Bowling dribble drive. Bowling shot. Got it to go. 8-point lead. First basket for Bowling. 26-18. Vikings haven't scored in a while.
Not since that little run before the timeout.
Good timeout by Coach Lawler. Really stemmed the Vikings' tide right there. They were playing on an emotional high. Reinert with it, screen from Abel, or from Jacob Adams.
Almost Nick meant to use the glass there.
Yeah, I'm not sure he did either. Here's Kraus, baseline to his little brother. Kraus, shot way strong. Here comes Hebel with it off to Reinert. Reinert on the dribble drive. Reinert still with the ball. Reinert now backs it out to reset.
A couple of times Jacobs had the ball with the Seibel kid on his back and hasn't attacked him. He should attack him with two fouls.
No question about that. Here's Reinert with the screen. Inside to Jacob. Shot up. No.
That should have been the 3rd foul.
Absolutely. Can't believe Coach Snyder really barking at the official on the way by. Inside to Kraus. His shot up. No. Rebound. Bowling ends up with it and almost overthrows it to O'Brien. They'll reset the offense. A minute left to go. The second quarter. 26-20. O'Brien. Off it goes to Seibel. Back to O'Brien. Good defense, Carson Winholtz. Out it goes to Kraus. Kraus on the dribble, guarded by Abel. Kraus still on the dribble. Off it goes to O'Brien, left alone at the free throw line. Wild missed shot. Here comes Reinert quickly. Reinert all the way in, off to Adams. Good. Nice pass. They tried to draw a charge, but didn't get the call. A good job of acting. 22 seconds now left to go. Halstead may keep it for the last shot. Vikings trail by 4. Biggest lead has been 8. O'Brien gets it off to Seibel. Oh, and Winholtz almost had the steal. Have to take a deep breath myself.
And number 5, Brady Gerber.
Halstead with the last chance with 7.7 seconds to go. Kraus gets it in to O'Brien, or O'Neal. O'Neal dribble drive, shot off the glass, no. Zach Abel with it. 2 seconds, 1 second. Runner had a look, but it didn't go. And our halftime is here. Our score, Smoky Valley 22, Halstead 26. We'll be back to wrap up this half for you. Possibly have an interview with Coach John Bella after this timeout.
Auburn Pharmacy is your local hometown Lindsborg pharmacy, located at 216 North Harrison Street, proudly supporting the Smoky Valley Vikings and Bethany Swedes. Direct Access Physical Therapy is available at Lindsborg Community Hospital. Direct Access means you can schedule an appointment for PT without a doctor's order. Sports Rehab, Post-Joint Replacement.
Hosting a children's dance clinic. For more information or to register your child, please see any Wildfire or Angela DeLiesel. The Wildfires will take you back to the 90s tonight while dancing to Tootsie Roll. Pay special attention to their wild 90s dance moves. The Wildfires are Captain Danny Rogers, Captain Peyton Stevenson, Heather Schreiner, Heidi Enyard, Taylor Barnes, Elena McMillan, and Garrett Elliott. Not dancing tonight due to injury is Carissa Kindlesberger.
Tonight, and it's kind of fun seeing the alums back, in the stands. We had a great crowd tonight. I just wish we would have played a lot better. We always seem to start out pretty well, don't we?
Yeah.
Make it exciting, and then as time goes on, we end up not making good decisions with the basketball, passing there a lot of turnovers that shouldn't happen, and then we just go downhill from there.
Yeah, it was 10-10 after one quarter, so you really got to be pleased. Even though the Williams girl hit a couple of threes in that first quarter, you still had things under control, but they started getting some fouls and started making some free throws, and just seemed like that momentum went away, and you really did miss Amanda Bahana tonight.
We did, and it's interesting. It seems like we do lose that momentum, and when we lose it, we lose it. They end up, seems like other teams just get really easy shots the longer we play, and why that is, I don't know. If it's we're out of shape or we get discouraged because the ball's not going in the hole and we're getting down, that we end up standing around a lot more. I just don't know. But, you know, the plus things about tonight and really this season so far, we've had a really good, successful JV season so far and also a C-team season. And we're handling things on the court there. And now if we could just get to playing better in the varsity, and you know, it's not just one area, it's a lot of areas. We gotta take care of the basketball more. We dribble into pressure and get in trouble and make bad passes. Probably need a little bit more leadership from the seniors putting it in.
I got an idea for you. Why don't you get Joe Gerber to move to Lindsborg? His daughter's a freshman. She's going to give you nightmares for a lot of years. She's pretty good.
She's pretty good. She's tall, and she plays with a lot of heart, doesn't she? She's what? I think she's like 5'11".
Well, we were looking at her arms are long as about a 6'4" girl, I think. So.
You know, they had 2 freshmen starting tonight, and you know, those freshmen were battling our freshmen last year when they were 8th graders, and so I knew they were going to be a good team. I didn't know they'd be this far along than they are right now, and they're gonna. We got them right when we come back from Christmas. We got to play them at their place, and got to figure out how we can compete with them.
Slow them down a little bit.
Yeah, we got to slow them down.
You got Haven coming in. What do you know about Haven coming in on Tuesday?
You know, I think. Well, I was talking to the Halstead coach, and he said that they're really good. So I think we're going to have
that makes you feel good, doesn't it?
Oh, my goodness. It does. I haven't watched any tape on them yet, but they play Lions tonight, so I'll get that. But once again, I'm so much more concerned about us doing things right better than I am other teams right now, because until we get our offense going and our set plays going, it really doesn't matter what the other teams do.
Right, exactly. Well, we appreciate the effort. The girls, they don't quit. You've got a lot of heart out there, and they play hard, but just hope we can get it focused a little more and see what Tuesday brings.
Let's hope. Thank you.
Thank you, Coach Bella. We'll take a final timeout when we come back. We'll have the tip-off of the second half. Smoky Valley down 26-22. Back after this 2-minute timeout.
Lindsborg Community Hospital and Family Healthcare Clinic, supporting concussion safety and impact testing for all athletes who call the Smoky Valley home. Bethany College Swedes succeed. Bethany students lead lives of faith, learning, and service as they find their own pathways on Bethany's beautiful campus that's filled with opportunities to get involved with art, music, theater, athletics, service learning, sustainability, leadership, global citizenship, and more. Swedes succeed in their careers and their communities. Learn more at www.bethanylb.edu.
The Old Stuga in downtown Lindsborg is celebrating 40 years in business. Home of the famous Brent Nelson sandwich. Visit them on South Main Street. Go Vikings and go Swedes.
Game day starts and finishes at Farley's Bar and Grill in downtown Lindsborg. Located at 101 North Main, this upscale, one-of-a-kind establishment offers a wide variety of drink and food specials. Come try their jalapeno poppers, coconut chicken tenders, or their classic Monte Cristo. Then wash it down with an ice-cold beer or tall glass of wine. Farley's Bar and Grill at the corner of Lincoln and Main in downtown Lindsborg. Farley's, your game day headquarters for the Smoky Valley Vikings and Bethany Swedes.
Welcome back to Smoky Valley Gym. We didn't talk about turnovers, Coach McClure. How many did we end up with? How many did Halstead end up with?
I ended with us having 4 and them only having the 1.
I thought that I didn't have any in the second quarter, so that's pretty amazing. Vikings will start the same way they did the game. Vikings will get the ball first with Weldy and Adams and Reinert and Abel and Hebel. And Halstead, see who they come out with here to start the second half. Need a big second half for Smoky Valley. Again, thanking First Bank Kansas, a proud sponsor of Smoky Valley basketball. First Bank Kansas is your community-oriented, customer-focused bank where banking is made personable with locations in Lindsborg, Salina, and McPherson. So they are not starting the big guy in the second half. Oh, it will be their basketball. I read the arrow wrong. Gerber and Kraus and O'Neill and O'Brien and Bowling will start the second half for Halstead. Kraus with it, gets it off to Gerber, to O'Neill, back to Kraus, on to Bowling, on to O'Neill. They've all touched it in this first possession. Good ball movement by the Dragons. O'Neill outside with it, got away with the travel. O'Brien, three, missing, rebound, and loose. And missing, and the Vikings finally come up with it. Here comes Reinert on the run. Wow, that was a scrum there for a while. Weldy with it. Bounce pass into Adams. Up, go up. I'm going to call him for a travel. And probably would have to agree. He didn't, I don't know that he knew that the Seibel kid wasn't in. He needs to go. He's the tallest guy on the court right now. Jacob just kind of lost focus there for a moment. So turnover Vikings. You call that for Halstead a turnover down here, or they just missed shot?
No, he missed a shot, yeah.
Really didn't have anybody have possession of it after the shot. Kick out Bowling. Bowling looked at a three, didn't trigger. O'Brien. O'Neill wanted to trigger but didn't. Back to O'Brien. O'Brien with between the leg dribble out to Kraus. Kraus with it over to O'Neill. They'll reset the offense to Kraus. 6:45 to go. Third quarter. Vikings still trail by 4. Neither team has scored here in the third quarter. Kraus with it on the dribble. Over it goes to Gerber. Bowling. O'Neill. Cross to Kraus. He'll launch a three ball. Good. Arn Reinert CPA three-pointer, first player in double figures as Kraus has 10 now. There's Adams on the nice pass.
Zach with a great dish.
From Zach Abel. That gives Jacob Adams 10 points. Inside it goes to O'Neill, out to Kraus, out to Bowling, back to Kraus. Kraus on the dribble drive, side of the lane, still dribbling, still moving. Rebound, Jacob Adams. They're letting a lot of contact go both ways. Here's Reinert, left alone at the elbow. Good. He's in double figures with 11. 26-29. Vikings have outscored them 4-3 in this quarter. Trim the lead to 3. 5.5 minutes left to go, third quarter. Bowling outside to Gerber. Back to Bowling. He's going to launch a three ball. It's good. Arn Reinert CPA three-pointer by Bowling. Left-hander, no less. And it's a 26-32 lead for Halstead. To Zach Abel. Inside to Adams. Knocked away. Turnover Vikings. Here comes O'Neill. Loses the handle. Nick gets it back. Turnover Halstead. Each team got one there. And now we have a foul on a reach on Halstead. And it'll be out of bounds, Smoky Valley. This has been just a fever pitch kind of game. Everybody just going. And now we got Ben Weldy. He got tripped up, and O'Neill was in there O'Brien was in there to find Ben Weldy with a little push.
That was one of those instances where the official saw the end result.
Absolutely.
Didn't watch the whole play.
Yeah. I always hate that when they think they see the whole play and they just see the end of the result. Ben was getting pushed and tripped as he was trying to get cut in the lane. Kraus outside the Viking 1-3-1 deflect zone. Gerber with a dribble drive. Over it goes to Bowling. Another three ball miss. Rebound Blake Hebel. Nice rebound by Blake.
It's his fourth rebound.
Reinert still on the dribble. Still with the dribble. Working against Bowling. Wants to go into Weldy and just throws it away. Wow. The big guy coming in for Halstead. And Lane Schrog coming in for the Vikings. Vikings go a little smaller right now, but they're a little quicker on the baseline with Schrog down there. Kraus. Nice pass, and he missed. The Vikings caught a break there as O'Brien missed the nice pass from, was that Kraus or Bowling? I don't remember which one it was, but tried to thread a pass in there, and they got it, but he just couldn't finish at the rim. Zach Abel on the dribble. Over it goes to Reinert. Reinert wanted to trigger a three, but didn't. Reinert kick out to Hebel. Hebel shot, too strong. Rebound, Jacob Adams inside, and a foul. And Jacob Adams will have 2 free throws. That foul is going to be on Cason O'Neal, his first.
Cason O'Neal, his first, team second. On 2, number
3, 4, 5 left to go in the third quarter. Adams free throw. Perfect.
Brumbaugh and Windholz back in for the Vikings.
And for the Vikings, number 11, Colbert, number 22, Carson Windholz.
Second Jacob Adams free throw, perfect as well. So it's 6-6 going into the last 3 minutes and 40 seconds in this quarter. O'Brien getting instructions from his coach. He's a vocal coach on the sideline. O'Brien still with it right by the coach. Gerber around to Kraus. Back to Gerber, he throws it away. Kraus knew it the minute he let go of it. He wanted to go back and get it, but he couldn't.
And for the Dragons, number 11, Baylor Bowling.
So the big guy going out again, Bowling back in. Who came in for the Vikings? Windholz and Schrog, or just Windholz? Reinert in the backcourt, guarded by Gerber as he brings it up across the timeline. A little token pressure, not really much pressure there. Reinert on the dribble, still on the dribble, baseline, and now we're going to have a foul call on Gerber. Can't pressure that hard. Nick, of course, gets by with a little bit of head throwing action there to try to draw the foul, and he did. That's the second on Gerber. Here's Adams, and too strong. Rebound O'Neal. Here comes Gerber. And Gerber gets called for the foul. Wow. Third all in this quarter. The Vikings get it. Now there's Bowling with the ball loose, picked up by Halstead.
I think Brumbaugh was concerned about throwing it back court, not realizing you could. And
here's Kraus with a three. Good. Wow. They just play with such a reckless abandon. Dalton Kraus has 2 threes in this half now. They've got 9 points. The Vikings only have 6. 28-35. Jacob Adams with it for the Vikings. Off it goes to Schrog. Schrog with it. Guarded by Bowling. Over it goes to Brumbaugh. Brumbaugh to Reinert. Reinert against Kraus. Reinert with the dribble drive. Good off the glass. 4-2. 30-35. Halstead with the lead and the basketball. 2 minutes and 10 seconds left to go, third quarter action. Halstead on a 5-0 run for ball games. They have a 5-0 record. Carson Windholz almost a steal. Goes to Kraus. Kraus with it. Back to O'Brien. O'Brien on the dribble. Cross court to Bowling. Back to Gerber. Around it goes to O'Brien. O'Brien. And we got a whistle and a foul, or a timeout. We'll keep it here, thanking Harry Malary, Viking Auto, R&R Excavating, Scott's, Arn Reinert CPA, Art Shirt, Bank of Tesket, People's Bank and Trust, C&L Heating and Cooling, Dower Welding, Linford Family Dental, Dr. Darrell Loader, Smoky Valley Chiropractic, Gallant Tire and Auto, and contact Mari Loader for all your Smoky Valley real estate needs. Wow.
And Halstead, all 3 of their made buckets this half have been 3-pointers. They haven't had anything inside. We need to guard the three-point line a little better.
Absolutely. Well, when you hit 3 threes and that's your only points of the quarter, it's pretty easy to keep bombing them away. Abilene over Concordia at halftime, 29-17. Only score we've gotten so far. Krause will put it in play to Bowling. Around it goes to Caden Krause, or Braden. Let's see. Caden Krause. Cross to Bowling. Looked at a three. Didn't trigger. Near side it goes. Dalton Krause. O'Neal. Dalton Krause loses the handle. And come up with a steal. Brumbaugh. And missed it. But Ben Weldy gets the rebound off to Reinert. Halstead turnover on that play in the front court. Reinert gets a screen and it's stolen away by Krause. Krause gets it to Bowling, and Bowling
went to dribble and dribbled right into Cole.
So after it's all said and done, it's a foul on the Vikings. It'll be Halstead ball out of bounds. Nick Reinert trying to explain something to the official, like what's going on, why he didn't get a foul when he stole the ball from him.
Hebel and Abel back in for the Vikings, and Seibel back in for Halstead.
Gerber to put it in to Bowling, over to Braden Krause, back to Bowling, back to Krause, back to Bowling, back to Gerber, looking inside for the big guy across the lane. Nothing there. Cross court to Krause, over to Bowling. They moved the ball well. Inside to O'Neal. Oh, they wanted to get it to Seibel, but couldn't handle it. Now kick out to Gerber, inside to O'Neal. Shot, no. And
the third on Weldy.
O'Neal will have 2 free throws. Ben Weldy without a point yet tonight. Need Ben Weldy scoring. 44 seconds left to go here in the third quarter. Halstead finally misses a free throw. 5 for 5 in the first half. 35-30 is our score. Second free throw, good.
Seibel was only in for 28 seconds.
See what the Vikings can do here. Down by 6. They've been down by as many as 8. Ended up down by 4 at halftime. Down by 4 at the end of the first quarter. Ben Weldy with it. Oh, should have gone in there. Here's a Reinert three-pointer. That's off. Rebound. Wow, good screen out by Halstead underneath there. And there's Gerber to give Halstead an 8-point lead here before halftime. Reinert slowly into the front court. 14 seconds left to go. Wanting to get a screen from somebody. Hurry up, you got to run. 8 seconds, 7 seconds. Reinert, three-pointer, no. Rebound Gerber. Quickly up and knocked out of bounds by the Vikings, and that will be the end of the third quarter. Our score after 3 quarters, Smoky Valley 30, Halstead 38. Back for an exciting fourth quarter right after this.
At State Farm, when home and auto work together as a team, you score time and money. Call State Farm agent Anthony Hopkins, 785-472-4426 today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
And don't forget the Bank of Tesket post-game show, Generations of Confidence, Relationships for Life, member FDIC. That's the Bank of Tesket. Also, don't miss the Rockingham Media Scoreboard show tonight from 10 to 11 on Sports Radio 1150 KSAL. Get a recap of this game, scores from the area, and other wraps from other Rockingham Media stations. That's the Rockingham Media Scoreboard show tonight from 10 to 11 on Sports Radio 1150 KSAL. Vikings will get the first possession. They'll go with Weldy, Adams, Hebel, Abel and Reinert.
This is where we really miss Brett Heitschmidt.
Absolutely.
Nick with 13 and Jacob with 12 have 25 of our 30 points. We need a third scorer somewhere.
Kraus, O'Neill, Gerber, and O'Brien for Halstead. Abel with it on the dribble to Reinert, near side corner, inside to Adams, shot up, good. That's what they need to do, work Jacob Adams a little more. And he gives the Vikings 2 early here in the fourth quarter. Round it goes to Dalton Kraus, Braden Kraus. Outside the Viking 1-3-1 deflect defense. Ooh, almost a tip away by Zach Abel out here out top. Kraus over and steal by Zach Abel. Zach Abel with the steal, and there's going to be a foul on Kraus, and Zach Abel will have 2 free throws.
Just the first on Dalton Kraus.
But an important steal as they kind of force the issue a little bit, kind of make them think about their passes a little more. Every steal you get, I don't know how many turnovers we have for Halstead now.
Up to 7.
Abel can't make the free throw. Bowling in and Kraus out. Second Zach Abel free throw on the way. And in and out. Rebound. O'Neill's going to lose it. How could you get a timeout when nobody had the ball? I don't know how they grounded
that. Ball was loose.
Yeah, how they grounded the timeout, but it's a full timeout. We'll step aside as well. 7:09 left to go. Fourth quarter, 38-32. Halstead back right after this.
Do you know what major TV networks, Hall of Fame athletes, wineries, pubs, famous chefs, and brides and grooms from across the country have in common? They all purchase custom-etched glass at glassdecorators.com. Glassdecorators.com has been providing carefully crafted etched glass for nearly 30 years. An effective tool for company branding, etched glasses are also perfect for school and civic groups, special occasions, and that one-of-a-kind gift they won't receive anywhere else. Hempstead Scandinavian Specialties and glassdecorators.com, supporting Smoky Valley athletics since 1984.
Out of the timeout, the Vikings will put a little full court pressure on the Halstead Dragons. O'Brien, O'Neill, Gerber, Bowling, and Braden Kraus, the younger one. Reinert, Abel, Hebel, Weldy, and Adams on the court for Smoky Valley. Little token pressure. Don't look they're going to really get in their face very hard. Across it goes to O'Brien. O'Brien all the way to the blocks. Now kick out to O'Neill. Now to Bowling. Down outside to Gerber. 6:50 to go. He's trailed by 6. Almost a steal by Smoky Valley. Gerber, Bowling. Bowling out top between the circles. Now kick over baseline to Gerber. Here's O'Brien, 3. Too strong. Rebound, Ben Weldy. Nice possession defensively for the Vikings. Now they got to take care of it and get the offense to working. Reinert still on the drive. Reinert up and misses, and it's a foul. And 2 free throws coming up for Nick Reinert.
Bowling's first.
And Reinert makes the first free throw. He struggled uncharacteristic at Heston the other night, making only 2 of 5. And he missed the second one here. 33-38. O'Neill into the front court to Bowling. Vikings stay in 1-3-1 deflect. The defense they really like to get turnovers off of. Here's O'Brien. O'Brien almost a steal by Jacob. Gerber on the drive. Kick out. O'Neill. Long 3. No. Over the top. And a block-out foul underneath on Halstead. That's Braden Kraus picking up the foul, his first.
Should put Blake Hebel at the line.
Get my stats out here for the Viking boys. Blake Keeble, I don't think, has shot a free throw. No.
Although Nick is at the line. I could have swore he was pushing on Blake. Blake was really clapping after the foul was called. But we'll let Nick shoot him if he wants.
Absolutely, if they don't do anything to try to get him off of the line. Reiner, good. Reiner was 13 out of 15 before the Heston game, and then he only made 2 out of 5. And he makes both of those, so he's 3 out of 4 from the stripe. Schrag out, or Schrag and Weldy out.
Looks like the officials might be discussing who's the shooter. Now that he's made them both, they're having a conversation at the free throw line.
Too late now. Wouldn't think they'd make him shoot him again. Vikings trying to force the issue in the backcourt. See if they get a 10-second call here. Almost did. Braden Krause with it. Brian back to Krause. Back to Dalton Krause, the older Krause. Here's bowling 3, baseline for good. Wow. Don't have any second thoughts. He just stroked that one right through there. Back to a 6-point lead, 41-35. Here's Reiner up and missing. Jacob Adams rebound, no, and Jacob is fouled. And Jacob will have 2 free throws. Abilene ahead 44-29 over Concordia after 3 quarters. Jacob Adams on the free throw line shooting 2. And got it to go.
For the Dragons, number 44, Ryan Seibel.
The big guy Seibel back in. Seibel, O'Brien, Krause, and Bowling on the court right now for Halstead. Schrag, Hebel, Adams, Abel, and Reinert on the court for Smoky Valley. That one missing. Rebound, Krause. To Bowling. Bowling but splitting the Viking defenders and somehow got bailed out as he jumped in the air to throw that ball away and couldn't get it. Vikings couldn't get the steal. Here's another Bowling 3. I watched the coach as he shot that. The coach threw his hands up like, what are you doing? And it just swishes the net for an 8-point, tying the biggest lead of the night for the Vikings. And down away from the ball, Bowling takes an offensive charge by Reiner. That's Nick's second foul.
They do a good job of stepping into those lanes.
Boy, they do. And I'm not sure he was there, but doesn't matter what I think. It doesn't matter. Only matters what the official think and what it looked like. And this crew looks like they kind of watched the last part of plays. Quickly up and knocking the ball away. Wow. Should have been a foul on Zach Abel, no question about that. And now we got a foul on Zach.
It'll be his second.
They're slowly losing control of this game if they don't call it a little closer. If they let plays like that go, Zach and Bowling went down to the floor, both of them. Got to be careful. 4:47 left to go. This could get the lead to 10 points if Krause makes the both free throws, and he makes the first. Krause with 2 big threes in that third quarter. Bowling with 2 huge threes in the fourth quarter. Actually 3 in the half, as he made 1 in the third quarter as well. Baylor Bowling, what year is he?
He is a senior.
And that one missing. Rebound Ben Weldy. We got a little mini break there. It's a 9-point Halstead lead. Inside to Jacob, out to Zach Abel, out to Reinert. Reinert getting a screen from Jacob Adams. Reinert out to Abel. Abel out and threw it away. Turnover Vikings, number
12.
Outside is Dalton Krause against Zach Abel. Around goes to O'Neill. Back to Dalton Krause. 4:12 left to go. Time becoming a factor here for Halstead. for the Vikings. Oh, that was a travel. Goodness sakes. And the big guy, Seibel, turns it over on the travel. So the Vikings have 4 minutes to go. They're down by 9. They only scored 8 in the third quarter, 10 in the second quarter, 12 in the first quarter. They've got to look to get some points going here. Reinert on the dribble against Gerber. Still on the dribble, all the way in, shot up and good. Nick Reinert got it off the glass for 2. 38 Vikings, 45 Halstead, 7-point lead. Got to get a couple stops.
For sure.
No question. Off it goes to the big guy, Seibel.
He just
traveled again. He kept walking when he had the ball. Back-to-back turnovers by Halstead. What number is that? How many
That's
turnovers?
number 9 for them.
Yeah. He said, did I really travel? And the coach said, yep, he pretty much did. He took like 3 steps. I thought they weren't going to see it. Well, that's what they needed to stop. Now they got to get points off of that. Reinert hands it off to Abel. Outside, switching off all the screens on the man-to-man. Weldy with it, out to Abel. Back to Reinert. They'll reset the offense. Still on the Reinert. Off to Weldy. Three-pointer, Ben. Good! Arn Reinert, CPA, three-pointer for Ben Weldy.
We needed that.
Coach Snyder wants a timeout. Vikings as close as they've been since early. 45-41, 4-point lead. We'll be back right after this.
Overhead Door Company of North Central Kansas invites you to visit their website at odcnck.com. Once there, you can look over the products that Overhead Door offers for commercial and residential installation and repair. Overhead Door Company services all of North Central Kansas.
Smoky Valley Vikings have finally got the game broke their way just a little bit as Nick Reinert has scored 5 in this quarter. 3 for Jacob Adams, and then a huge Ben Weldy 3 here at the 3:04 mark to get the game back to a 4-point lead. Vikings certainly have a lot of time left to go, so time isn't such a big deal right now, but they certainly need to play good defense and get another stop if they can.
And the way that Halstead has shot free throws, we certainly don't want to have to put them on the line late in the game.
The Vikings with a little mini run here, but Halstead has been canning some nice big three-pointers. Now they'll really stretch everybody around, moving everybody around. Dalton Krause finally gets it into O'Brien. Back to Dalton Krause, and they'll slowly run it up at the 3-minute mark. Reinert against Krause. Vikings go straight man-to-man this time. Off it goes to O'Brien. Near side to Gerber. It's a screen from O'Neal. Back to O'Neal now. Near side to Bowling. Back to Gerber. Back to O'Neal. Vikings playing solid man-to-man defense, but they've got to keep it up the whole possession. And a drive and a foul on Blake Keeble out of bounds. Halstead.
It'll be Blake's second, team 5th.
It'll be free throws. No, that's only
team
the
6th. Team 6th.
Blake Keeble picks up the foul, his second. Nobody for the Vikings other than Ben Weldy in any kind of foul trouble. He's got 3. Dalton Krause to put it in. O'Neal blocked by Jacob Adams. Coach Lawler wanted a foul, but they really haven't called many of those. Here's Reinert from the elbow. Shot. Crawled in there. Good. 1-point or 2-point ball game. 1 possession. 2:17 to go. Halstead on a 5-0 win streak to... Oh, my goodness. I thought we had a foul. I thought we had a tie-up. The official from this side put his hand straight up in the air, and I thought, oh, man. Nick had the ball stolen from him on a play just like that, and they let it go. This time they call a foul on Nick, his 3rd. Now at the free throw line is number 12, Dalton Krause. He was just 1 of 2 a little bit ago. This is just a 1-and-1. And he made it. He missed the second one earlier. 3-point lead, Halstead, 46-43. Second Halstead free throw, missed it off the front edge. So good job fouling by Nick Reinert there. Give up 1 point. Vikings can tie with a 3. Get within 1. Here's Reinert. Oh, right between the legs of Jacob Adams. They turn it over. Unbelievable. I don't know why Nick didn't finish that one, but he maybe had a bad angle.
Yeah, a little too far under the basket.
Yeah. O'Neal with it outside in the half-court circle. Adams on him. Near side to Gerber. Looking for O'Neal. Three-pointer, no. Rebound, Nick Reinert. Nick quickly up into the front court. Looking all the way. Wanted to go 3-ball, didn't. And there's a foul in the back on O'Neal.
It's his third.
So Jacob will have a 1-and-1. Next time will be 2, as it's the 9th team foul. Defense for offense here as Carson Winholtz comes in to play some good defense. Ben Weldy out for a little bit. Adams free throw, too strong. Oh, I thought it was too strong.
I thought the same thing.
Hit the back of the rim and went straight down. 2 point, 46-44. And now makes them both. 3 out of 4 for Jacob. Who came out? Somebody's got to come out. Adams is coming out. Vikings 6 out of 8 from the charity stripe. Krause trying to get it in, trying to find somebody. Finally gets Gerber. Now gets it back to Dalton Krause. Back to Gerber. Quickly up to O'Neal. And we got a foul.
It was on Reinert running by.
If it's on Reinert running by, then it's on the ground. That's not a shooting foul. If it was on Nick, that's Nick's 4th.
I agree completely.
No, any way it's going to be a 2-shot foul. Wow, they got a gift there.
Well, if it had been a 1-and-1, he made the first anyway. But
yeah.
I'd still like it to be called right.
It's still pressure to make that first on a 1-and-1. And he makes them both. 3-point game, right? Or 2 points?
That's what I have. I have it as a 3. 45-48.
Yeah, there he put it up. 1:20 left to go. It is going to be a barn burner finish. No question about that. Reinert gets it from Abel. He's guarded by Dalton Krause. Gets a screen from Jacob Adams. 3-pointer. Good!
30-second timeout, Smoky Valley.
We'll keep it right here as the Vikings, Nick Reinert ties it up with 1:06 left to go. 3-pointer by Nick.
You think it bothers his dad when he makes a Arn Reinert three-pointer?
Yep, Arn Reinert CPA 3-pointer by Nick Reinert to tie the game up with 1:07 left to go. It's a lot of basketball yet to play as this one's going to come down. I said it's going to be a barn burner finish. Is 8-point lead the biggest lead?
Yes.
Yeah, I thought so. Halstead, 8-point lead. Had it a couple of times. One midway through the third quarter after the second 3 of Krause.
That gives Nick 23 points on the night.
He's lighting it up, and so is Jacob Adams, doing a good job inside.
Jacob has 17.
Reinert out for a minute. He's got 4 fouls. You got to be a little careful. They're going to not extend the full court press. They're going to go about 3/4 court. Here's O'Neal coming up into the front court. 1 minute left. Gerber over to Braden Krause. And he throws it right to Abel. Abel has it.
Easy, Zach.
Abel up and missing. Abel missed the layup. You're coaching over here from the sideline. Slow down, Zach.
Just didn't think he had a good angle and was hoping maybe he could pull back and set something up.
Still tied up. 48 seconds left to go now. Reinert will put it in play. Checked in now. Reinert still looking, still looking, still looking. Oh, and there's a foul. Why isn't that? How can two guys collide in midair and not have a foul? My goodness, guys. My goodness. They just weren't going to call it on either person.
And I think he gave the ball to Smoky Valley, even though it was off Zach.
Oh, I think that was definitely off of Zach, yeah. There's Reinert into the front court. Gets it off to Ben Weldy. Weldy with it. Weldy on the dribble. Weldy still on the dribble. Now hands it off to Reinert. Reinert. Gerber's hands all over him. No two-handed check. That's a foul. 21 seconds to go, and Coach Schneider will call a timeout. Full timeout. We'll step aside for now. 48-48 back right after this.
People's Bank and Trust is proud to support the Lindsborg community and the athletes at Smoky Valley High School and Bethany College. I'm Ryan Beegard, branch manager at the Lindsborg location for People's Bank and Trust, a proud native of Lindsborg, and I'm ready to be your banker. People's Bank and Trust, meeting the needs of our community and always improving the way we do business. Located at 201 South Main in Lindsborg, member FDIC, equal housing lender. Go Vikes and go Swedes.
Put on your coaching hat for a minute. What are you going to do? You're going to milk it down now to get the last shot. Hopefully, we don't want to give them a chance to have the last shot, so we want to milk it down, maybe call another timeout.
Maybe, but I would set up something late for a little two-man game with Nick and Jacob. If Nick has a drive, take it. If not, maybe set up a screen and have Nick come off the screen and Jacob roll.
Nick's going to take a long time in the backcourt, no question about that. He's got 10 seconds to get it across, and he does. And a blocking foul on Bowling. That'll be 2 shots coming up for Nick now. But that gives the ball back to Halstead. That's not necessarily a bad foul on the road.
Especially the way they've been hitting the three.
No kidding. 10 seconds left. That is just the second foul on Bowling. First lead of since early, it was 3-2, right?
Correct, that was our last lead.
Substitute Lane Shaw again for Hebel right now for defensive purposes.
Get Hebel back in, yeah, probably for Welby.
Oh, and he missed. Nick missed a 1-point ball game. Gerber. Oh, I thought he traveled. 6 seconds left to go. We'll keep this one right here as the Vikings now, Nick missed the free throw. They have only a 1-point lead. They've got the ball over there on the side. They're wanting to know exactly where it's going to be. And the wheels are turning now. You got to defensively know what to do. You don't want to foul because then they shoot free throws. So you got to make sure you don't foul. Then you got to make sure you defend well. The thing is, there's only 6 seconds, so they got to get something off pretty darn quickly.
Yeah, if I'm Halstead, I'm trying to get a pass into the lane. Try and get an inbounds pass into the lane and try and go up and score right there instead of messing around with the ball in the exterior.
Yeah, or if you don't get the shot off, at least you get fouled, so you got free throws coming. So, yeah, a lot of pluses for Halstead right now, but the Vikings obviously want to steal the inbounds pass, but you can't foul. You got to make sure you don't foul. So we'll see who puts the ball in play. When you got a 6'10", 6'11 guy, you'd think you'd want to get him in there and throw the ball into him, but he's not going to come in.
Well, the last 2 times he's touched the ball, he's taken steps.
Yeah. Dalton Krause will throw it in.
But see how they have O'Neal right there in the paint. That's who I would go to, 23 O'Neal.
And he's way out on the outside. Krause will put it in play. Off the top, O'Neal. O'Neal kick it out. Bowling, 3-pointer. And the Vikings win. The Vikings win. They didn't get it in. And the Vikings win an exciting one. They had a 3-2 lead early. With 10 seconds left, they ice it with a 49-48. One free throw by Nick Reinert. And the Vikings come away with a 1-point victory. Halstead drops to 5-1 on the year, their first loss of the year. Vikings improved to 3-2. And we'll be back to wrap this game up for you right after this.
It's tough out there, trying to stretch every paycheck a little further than the last one.
Sunflower and Milo seed, along with the crop protection chemicals you need. Grow with the winner. Phelps Seed, with you from the word go.
Qualifications and rules apply. See institution for details.
Last play of the game, folks.
And the snap, drops back. Whoa, changes mind. Down the sideline. The 40, the 30, the 20, the 10. Casasa! Unbelievable! Did you see that? Casasa!
Not to be a buzzkill, but what's Casasa? We're glad you asked that. Casasa. It's a catchy word for earning cash. Free Casasa checking rewards you in cash each month.
Ask for Casasa. Offered locally at the Bank of Tesket in Salina, Lincoln, Lindsborg, and Tesket. Member FDIC.
This is the Smoky Valley Vikings postgame show. Coming up, the Salina Ortho Player of the Game. Scores from around the area, final stats, and an interview with the coach. This is Smoky Valley Vikings basketball on 95.5 The Rock.
Taking you home. And welcome back to Smoky Valley Gym. What an exciting finish. The Vikings outscore Halstead 19-10 in that fourth quarter. I just pointed out to Coach McClure here that Vikings had scored 12 in the first, 10 in the second, 8 in the third. The trend was not looking good. And then, boy, did we ramp it up with 19 points in that fourth quarter. How exciting was that for your first game? Helping me out.
I might have to come back.
You just might have to do that. Halstead scored 16 in the first, 10 in the second, 12 in the third, and 10 in the fourth quarter. Scoring totals went like this. Seibel with just 2 points, 6 for O'Brien, 7 for Gerber, 7 for O'Neill, and then in double figures, Baylor Bowling on the strength of 3 3-pointers with 11. And Dalton Krause also with 3 3-pointers. He was only 2 of 4 from the charity stripe in that fourth quarter. He had 15 points. For the Vikings, 2 for Blake Hebel, 3 for Lane Schrog, 3 for Ben Weldy, and then in double figures, 17 points for Jacob Adams and 24 points for Nick Reinert. And what do you got for turnovers and some of the other stats that you've been keeping track of?
The Vikings finished with 13 and Halstead with 10 turnovers by my count. I have the Vikings out rebounding the Dragons 24-15 with Reinert, Blake Hebel, and Ben Weldy each getting 5. And Jacob Adams with 4.
They were 5 out of 5 in the first half, 4 free throws, and 5 out of 7 in the second half. They only missed 2, but 5 out of 8. They only missed 3, but they were certainly important ones.
Those 2 late by Krause for sure.
Yeah, no question about that. Zach Abel missed a couple of free throws on that one drive. He did not score tonight. And Nick, a little bit, you expect Nick to make everything he shoots. He's just one of those kids. But he ended up with 4 out of 6 in the fourth quarter. But Jacob Adams, 3 out of 4 in the fourth quarter, doing such a great job. And the Vikings just outlasting the Halstead Dragons. And you're just kind of reaching and trying to make sure the right things happen. And now we got Coach Doug Snyder that's going to join us. So you want to flip off your headset, or you got a couple of more things to
No, I was just going to finish by saying we need that kind of production from Jacob every night. I think, what do you have, 2 points the other night against Heston? And, we need Jacob to score on a consistent basis, not necessarily 17, but for sure not 2.
Yeah, not 2. He's got to throw that. So toss your headset back to Coach Snyder, and we'll – oh, absolutely. We want you to stick around. Don't leave yet.
Why is this thing so loose?
Well, congratulations, Coach, and we never know exactly the right thing to do. 7 seconds left, and you've got to design a play to stop them, to not let them score. You don't want to foul them either, to get them to the free throw line. What a great victory for you tonight.
Yeah, and we actually had – this is where watching that film helps. We had seen that play that they like to run. It's actually an old Claire O'Lean play where they'd like to hit the guy at the free throw line there after the double screen down low, and usually they'll run a backdoor cut off of it with their top guy. But this time they hit O'Neal, and actually it was 23, whatever 23 was.
O'Neal.
Oh, okay. See, I'm always out to lunch.
I know.
Anyway, I got O'Neal and O'Brien confused. O'Neal gets the ball, but I tell you, Jacob defended it extremely well. The second thing that happened there was Blake stepping over and being able to cut him off to where he couldn't get to the rim. And the third thing that happened was Lane not overplaying and anticipating something that was going to happen inside. He stayed with his guy out front, knowing that there was still time on the clock, and he made that a difficult play. And I think all of those guys really stepped up and made that play happen. We obviously would have loved to have not been in that situation and would have loved to have had a nice lead. But, again, I always say it every week, but Halstead played extremely well tonight and had us down 10, I think in the third or the fourth. I want to say it was the fourth even, but and we were on the ropes a little bit. I think they were probably counting us out, and I thought we, again, did some nice things. We had a bunch of balls just not fall our way again. I mean, great hustle effort by Cole Brumbaugh out here to knock the ball away, and then I think Lane Schrog and Zach Abel both dive after it. Lane's able to push it forward. Cole gets the ball up the floor. We end up missing the layup, and we can't control the board, and just everything kind of went to hooey at that point in time, and it looked like it was going to be a huge play for us. But again, guys step up. I thought Nick did a nice job controlling the flow of the game tonight. Hit a big three for us late, to tie the game up. Jacob Adams was big inside with 17, but some of that credit has to go to Ben. I think Ben pulling the big guy out a little bit tonight helped Jacob out inside some as well. And then Ben hits a big three from the wing for us. So it really has been a collective effort on our guys' behalf, both offensively and defensively, but we're still not quite clicking offensively. And again, you and I talked about it before the game. You take one of those major cogs out of the game, and we're just not quite what we usually believe we can be. But yet our guys are playing extremely hard. They're working. I think early in the game I'm going to draw a blank. Was it Lane that hit a three from the corner? Lane Schrog hit a three in the first quarter from the corner. Gave us some good minutes tonight. Carson Windholtz gave us some nice minutes defensively tonight as well. It's just hard to replace sometimes that scoring that Brett gave us. And, again, our guys have continued to rally and continue to circle the wagons and have done a nice job.
And you got what you needed. You got substitutions in. You got everybody playing some minutes there in the first half. You got Nick out a little bit. You got to get him a little bit of rest. And I thought you substituted pretty well during the ball game.
I thought, thanks, but I thought in the first half when they took their big guy out, I should have had both of our bigs in a little bit more. I thought we could have capitalized that. But it was weird. The first half just seemed like there were never any dead balls. It just felt like the flow kept going and couldn't really sub anybody in. I wanted to get a couple more subs in before half, and